So, right here, this is what it is. It says Trump sucks at everything. So, I don't know. I haven't made a video in days, and secular talk is I'm watching video. AOC tells the actual truth about ICE, and yeah, he's reviewing a video about where AOC is saying the truth of how here, let me tame it down. Tame this fucker down a little bit. Because, yeah, there we go. Get the actual light out of there. How AOC was saying they took your healthcare money and they gave it to ICE. Because that's what they did. And so that's what the hat basically says. Trump sucks at everything. It sucks at everything except using the presidential office to make himself money. That I think he's doing pretty good. He could be doing it better, but I think he's doing it all right. Although, if you have 500 billion US dollars and the US dollar isn't worth anything, then you don't really have anything. Although, at some point the US dollar isn't going to be worth anything. And at that point, my friend, that is when I am going to start collecting a shitload of US dollars. Because eventually, the US dollar is going to be worth something again. And then I'll have a fucking suitcase full of US dollars. And then I will be rich. Or we will have transitioned into full-on super socialism. And then I won't need the US dollars. They'll be collectible items. So I'll have a bunch of, I'll have a suitcase full of US dollars. And I'll be like telling youngsters, like, remember, this is when we had money and we used money for things. Now we just get them at the Replomat with the auto push button. Either way, I'm good to go. People would be like, aren't you going to use that stack of dollar bills to buy bread? And we're like, no, I'm saving them. I'm saving them for when they reset the dollar and these motherfucking things are worth something again. Because unlike you idiots, I got a vision. Long term. And I stockpiled ramen, so I'm good to go. because I can live on ramen and soda, water if necessary, but I mean, water sucks. And yeah, or who knows? Maybe we'll have someone fantastic come along and be like, this guy and everyone that's around him, that's just gotta go. I mean, there was that. There was, I don't know. Was it that one clip? Was it just one clip, or were there like two or three clips of Jesse Ventura just ripping Trump a new asshole? So I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what happens. Anyway, all the people don't seem to be getting along. They got Coca-Cola cups again. For a while, they had blank cups. Now they have Coca-Cola cups. All right, let's see where this goes. Yes, I'm wearing my Trump sucks at everything hat. Now I got it on, so I take it off. I'm watching a video so stupid you have to see it to believe it by Secular Talk. And it's kind of where he's talking about a video where you have to argue, where he's basically like the guy is denying semantics or whatever. I don't know. And I agree, but I mean, I'm not offering up any kind of solution to that other than I haven't really personally talked to anybody like this because I don't know what I would do if I was confronted with someone like this. I really don't. I would probably just be like, and walk away. Because I've been like in line at a grocery store, and I've heard stuff like two people ahead of me or behind me, and I've like heard stuff, conversations going on, and I've just been like, well, not get involved in that conversation because it's a stupid conversation. It's a conversation with stupids. So why go into there? Why go into a stupid conversation when you're not stupid? I mean, there's not really a point. I'm not a masochist. If I were, oh, I would go in there. But, then I'd go into, if I heard liberals, I'd go into them and I'd be like, Trump, blah, 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 blah. So, I mean, it wouldn't really matter. I'd just take the opposing side regardless, whoever was talking about stuff. I'd be one of the internet trolls, by the way, which I do sometimes. Just because sometimes you have to troll. And I'm not talking about just political stuff. Sometimes I just troll stuff. Just because you gotta troll sometimes. Just to feel alive. In here. And in your balls. Yeah. But that's neither here nor there. To be continued. Now he's talking about, he's watching a Gavin Newsom video where Gavin Newsom talks to Ben Shapiro, who takes Ben Shapiro seriously now. He is like, this is a little bit of a tangent, but Ben Shapiro is that little Jew in school that the other Jews picked on. So, I mean, and Gavin Newsom is saying apparently that the whole Gaza war wasn't a genocide and stuff. Isn't a genocide if it's still going on. I don't know. I'm bored with that. And yeah, I know that's kind of a weird thing to say, but yeah, I'm bored with it. It's happened, and whatever. I'm more concerned with the whole Ukraine thing because, I'm kind of bored with that too. But my thing is the Ukraine thing, like a month after that happened. I can understand the international community not wanting to get involved in that right away and being like, we're going to wait and see. But as soon as they repelled the initial Russian attack, especially the U.S. should have dude, my opinion, I've said this before, probably not on this channel, but dude, the U.S. should have rolled deep in there and just dropped 1 billion bombs from all of our planes, all of our stealth bombers, and nuked, figuratively, not with actual nukes, but nuked the crap out of every Russian piece of shit thing they got. We should have deployed, just a massive amount of carrier groups and subs, because you have to escort them if you're going to send them there. And just bomb the absolute ass out of every piece of thing there. And be like, oh, we will launch nukes. And be like, great, do it. Do it. And be like, do it. Because if you do it, there will not be one Russian left on planet Earth. Not fucking one. We will make sure of it. Other humans will exist, but Russians, They will not exist anymore. There will be chinks, or sorry, YouTube. There will be Chinese. There will be blacks. There will be Mexicans. There will be whiteys. Well, Russians, no, those don't exist anymore because all of Russia was turned into one big nuclear blast. If you launch one fucking nuke. Where was I going with this? Anywhere? Nowhere? Nowhere. Oh, Israel. Israel and Ben Shapiro. That little twerp. And his voice. Oh. I can't even do his voice, but man, if you hear his voice, you just want to punch. You want to punch your ear for even being dipshit enough to listen to him. And his little fucking hat on top of his head. Ugh. You just want to rip it off. I mean, what is that stupid fucking thing on your head? And your fucking head. It's not even doing anything. It looks like it's about to blow away in the wind. Is it supposed to be a frisbee? All right. What else is the genius gonna say? Yeah, they talk about he said something about the language of Gavin Newsom in regards to Hamas. Act of barbarism and terrorism. And right now he's talking about how Newsom wouldn't say that with regards to Israel. Maybe it would be okay to, say that about Israel. Yeah. They're barbaric RPGs. I don't know. Try to make a joke. I'm trying to weave a joke and it's not coming together right. Their bombs exploded with money. I don't know. Something about bomb and money. I don't know. Because money and Jews. Couldn't put it together in time quick enough. Oh well. Whatever. I gotta pee. So, and then I'll watch more. So be right back. I forgot to mention Kyle Kulinski, the guy that does Secular Talk. He said at the beginning of that Gavin Newsom thing, he made a distinction between Gavin Newsom's press office or press secretary or something like that. But the press secretary is there. He was like the guy that puts out the releases and does the press statement and stuff. He was like, I'd vote for that guy. I want that guy to run. But the guy that does the Gavin Newsom himself on the podcast, Gavin Newsom is too timid. And it's like, okay, fine. Maybe that's a fair statement. I don't know. Maybe there's, because someone that big, someone that presumably, I would assume, because I've never been in politics, I've never done that kind of thing. I would assume you have a decent workload, and so you have to delegate. I would presume that, yeah, it would be something like that. It would be something like the presidency. You have a press secretary. You have someone that you delegate most, maybe not all, of your press crap to. Get itchy. And so a lot of that would not directly be written by you. But there you go. And one of those things they just commented on was the Ben Shapiro said, blah, blah, blah. After the Minnesota shooting, your press office released a statement saying it was state-sponsored terrorism. And the twerp said, I disagree with that. That's the kind of thing that's making the country bad. Blah, 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 blah. In his classic twerpy voice. And I'm like, well, that's also a very fair assessment of the situation. ICE is state-sponsored terrorism. More and more evidence mounting to that determination every day. There was way too much money given to ICE. Way too little training given to ICE officers. New ones. Refer to the hat. The hat explains pretty much everything. And you can also replace Trump with Republican. And you can say Republicans and then take the S. And there you go. Because it just works. Because Republicans they just suck. They just suck. I mean, you just do a historical survey as an honest, objective historian, and just look through the 100-year historical record of the country, and just it's remarkable. And you factor out other contributors, like, for example, technology into it, and just have a story. Just get into it. Get into the weeds if you really, really want to. And it'd be like, wow, Republicans suck. Like, they really, really suck. Like, you can raise points about Democrats they're totally fair. They're completely fair. But Republicans, like, they're definitionally sucky. All right, back into it. And now I'm watching how he's talking about how is Trump gonna put some troops into Minnesota. Well, we'll see. I wouldn't want to be in Minnesota right now. All right. Well, that's it for this. I gotta say, those are some. I wrapped all this into one because I've been away for a while, for a few days, not making anything. Every time I take 2, 3, 4 days off, it's just like, whoa, what is up? I just don't know. All I can say is I think I don't I don't think we're going to get to November. I think it's going to be up to people in the military or the CIA to fix this. That's what I think. Or a random civilian. And, read between the lines what that means. That's what I think. I think that's what's going to need to happen. Because from everything I hear, it looks like it's getting way too out of control. Wow. Only January. Almost the end of January, but still. Yeah, I don't see this going. I don't see this lasting till November at this rate. So, yeah. Tax the rich, kneecap the rich. Boobs, everyone, boobs.